of others. In the Laozi, none of these moral and political agendas and semantics can justify or necessitate war. The Laozi does not make any rhetorical attempts to adorn warfare at all. In this text, war is primarily seen as a social disaster, and consequently, there are two very simple and practical attitudes that it advises. First, avoid it. Second, if you cannot avoid it, win it with the least possible damage to yourself. Neither of these attitudes is in need of moral glorification. In fact, from the perspective of the Laozi, talk of a just, a necessary, or a liberating war can, like heroism, appear as the somewhat presumptuous and pompous self-aggrandizement of a social loser who has to go to war precisely because he is a social loser. As a social disaster, war in the Laozi is also not a matter of collective pride. Again, the Western iconography or semantics of war, particularly in modern times, is connected with collective sentiments such as feelings of national identity and honor. Modern Western nations could publicly define themselves by the wars they fought. A nation could claim to be born in a war. A war is even today often celebrated as a national effort. Here a people can show the world, and maybe more importantly itself, its supposedly true character. War and nationalist frenzy have often been not far apart in the history of the modern Western nation-state. The military that fights for a nation identifies itself with its father or motherland, and vice versa. The whole nation, in supporting our troops, develops a culture of national identity. Again, such a national dimension, a dimension of collective pride, is totally absent from the discussion of warfare in the Laozi. While in the modern nation-state, war often serves as a means for bringing about political stability and unification. In war times, the nation can be expected to rally around the government and the army that it commands. Such a function is again absent from early Taoism. The Taoist leader keeps a low profile, and particularly so in war. From this perspective, war shames a government rather than giving the people reason to love their leaders or country. A war is not a sign of political resolve and mass identity, but of social divisions, political disharmony,